So I think a really important thing to understand when you're using a automated bid strategy like Target CPA and Google Ads is that essentially what you're telling Google is here's your floor or here's your ceiling for acquiring conversions. So what that looks like is, let's say you're basically saying, I have conversions coming in at, they cost me normally $300. And if I'm going to set my TCPA to, let's say, 1,000, you're basically saying, hey, Google, generally I know you're getting these down here at 300, but I'm going to give you up to 1,000 to work with. This is your zone. And what that does is it's basically saying, okay, anytime something comes up where you think that there's a user who's warm coming in to that space, we're going to allow you to go bid up and try to acquire that user who's coming in to that. So essentially what you're doing is you're just giving it a high ceiling to operate with it. It's generally going to try to occupy this zone at where it usually gets, but you're giving it the added flexibility to go acquire more. Now, the main problem we see with Target CPA is if there's no new data coming in, basically the campaign will get starved, more or less. So if you don't have other sources bringing in traffic, let's say like, Meta or LinkedIn that are already passing warm data into the funnel, it's going to have a tough time basically spending that cash that you've given it, that allotment, to acquire users. So generally, it's good to make sure that you have other sources that are driving warm traffic to the website, so you're getting clicks. And it doesn't necessarily have to be towards, obviously Meta's not going to be clicking on keywords, nor is LinkedIn, but you're basically giving it more signals so that it understands who it needs to go get. Let's give him a smiley face from a user standpoint. And so another thing you can do with this is leverage another campaign down here, which is essentially, you'll see, screen over, is essentially the job of giving this more clicks of people who are interested on basically exact match keywords. And what you're doing is you're basically saying, hey, look, here's a bunch of people who are searching for the terms that you like. And now that it has that kind of, we'll do some warmer data coming in, now you're going to be in a situation where, okay, I've got that money that you've given me flexible to use, and now I can go deploy it up to that $1,000 to go acquire that user. And again, it's just allowing you to go that level. But essentially, this is just going to be putting it in the right direction, because at the end of the day, the automation is only good as the data coming in. And so if it's not getting any new data, it's essentially going to be starved in terms of what it can go get, because TCPA is going to be taking some shots in terms of prospecting, but really it's really just trying to get anything that's warm, anyone who's showing intent, especially if you're pairing that with like a broad match, where really that's signals plus this automated bidding strategy that are working together to find you those conversions. So the idea is to kind of set it up for success by obviously having, sources that are driving warm traffic that I can learn from a signal perspective, and when we're doing broad match, and then also clicks from Google that I can actually get into this funnel and basically understand, okay, now I have better signals coming in, and now I have a more idea of actually more of these users that are ready to buy, and we're going to be there with our high kind of ceiling here to go acquire those users. So hopefully that was helpful in kind of understanding the way that Target CPA works, that you're essentially setting the ceiling for it to acquire, and that it needs data to succeed. Otherwise, it'll more or less kind of starve out, and you'll kind of see the performance of the campaign go down when you're not having different sources providing signals. And really, in the most part, down here for search and for Google, this is going to be where it's going to get the best quality data of search intent, to then optimize for within this campaign. So now it's a big squiggly mess, but hopefully that was helpful in understanding this.